So I would say it turns a good recruiter great by leveraging AI. On the client side, I mean, for client acquisition, there's a lot of automation tools and AI you can use to do the same, right? So I use it more as a booster. It's like that steroid shot for your agency, rather than letting the bots do everything, right?
Hey guys, welcome to the Growth Experts Podcast. I am Derek Collin, the host, and today we have a very special guest. He goes by the name of John Pezoulas, and he is the managing partner and co-founder of Ready Set Exec. Hey John, how's it going?
Great, thanks for having me on the pod.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for being here. So tell us a little bit about your background, where you're from, and how you come to be the managing partner at Ready Set Exec.
Yeah, it's a long story, but I'll start from the beginning, I guess. I finished university and I got into marketing for a few years. Then I got literally headhunted to go to a staffing company. So I worked with one of the large staffing companies in the U.S. You may have heard of them, People Ready, True Blue. Worked with them, had a good, interesting career in temp labor and placements and so on for about 9 years. Then I got into exec search and been in there ever since for about another 5-6 years as well. After having a series of layoffs and difficulties with the industry and so on, we finally decided, let's do it ourselves. Let's start our own business. And it was sort of the evolution of going from temp to full-time direct hires to executive search and getting into finally running our own shop. So Ready Set Exec's now in its third year and not looking back.
Awesome. So it sounds like you guys are just moving forward full steam ahead.
Yeah, I mean it's also an interesting time to be getting into search, where the industry as a whole has gone down quite a bit over the last 3 years. All the major firms are down 15-20% every year. So it's an interesting time to be growing our business during that. But we're small and agile as a boutique. We can make moves and get deals. So
awesome. That's good. So what shifts are you seeing in the industry right now? Is there any major shifts or?
Yeah, like I would 100% say we've seen like a couple things. Companies are building their own internal TA teams to try to reduce costs instead of spending a lot of money on, external agency. We're also seeing AI brought in with new tools to AI interview tools, AI this, AI that. There's a lot of things they're doing to try to reduce their costs on recruitment. But I wouldn't say that the industry as a whole has a really dark future. I think recruiting is going to be here to stay, but we do need to adapt, I think, to the new methods and so on and technologies that are out there.
Okay. Yeah. So how has, certain trends or AI, as you speak of, how is AI impacting your business or growth strategies?
So, I mean, there's two sides. On the candidate side, there's a lot of tools to automate and, let's say, improve the admin side of things, really just make things faster. So from researching customers, researching candidates, building hunt lists and supporting you on some of that, even for outreach, doing some automation with specific things in the outreach process. So I would say it turns a good recruiter great by leveraging AI, On the client side, I mean, for client acquisition, there's a lot of automation tools and AI you can use to do the same, right? So I use it more as a booster. It's like that steroid shot for your agency, rather than letting the bots do everything, right? It's still a people-centric process.
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, you gotta have for every AI I say in machine, you gotta have a human behind it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. And how is that work for you and your business right now? What type of AI platforms are you using, if you're using any at all? And in terms of having a human behind it, how is it working for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think with us, we've tried to be very open to trying out all the new gadgets as they come out. There's a new platform, new program every week that's out, apparently. So I think on one hand, we're open to demoing and trying products all the time. So that's been a big piece. I would say we've also seen a lot of garbage products, a lot of garbage softwares and so on. And and tools that are out there as well.
Yeah.
Some of which you can copy for free. Like people are charging for things you can get for free with ChatGPT and so on.
Mm-hmm.
So just being smart about our spend. Our tech stack has changed dramatically over the last couple of years. Every year I think we change our tech stack probably every 6 months. We're looking at certain alterations, keeping what works, changing what doesn't, if it makes sense. Also trying to keep costs down with the total tech we're using. I do like certain tools like Otter or Fathom in terms of note taking. Those would be ones I'd say are pretty decent for people to use. ChatGPT, of course, Gemini, and all the others have their use cases for certain things. For email automation and whatnot, I mean, there's so many. It really depends on what you like using the best. I mean, I've heard of Instantly and some others integrating AI with certain things, but with all things, like you have to monitor. It's like, it's not just something you let run loose in your company. You have to be on top of it. And yeah.
So do you guys have like an AI specialist in your company that you're paying to monitor all of these tools, or is it something you're just kind of like a one-off thing? And you've mentioned some, that's working well, some that don't in terms of frustrations, and this may sound like more than one question, but, is it what's working, what's not? What are the frustrations? Is it antiquated? How are you implementing it?
Yeah, I think it's just like looking at the user workflow. So you think of like your team, how would they use it? Is it intuitive and easy to use? Because there's a lot of new shiny technology that comes out and you're like, oh, it sounds so great. But then you demo it for 2 weeks and you're like, well, we didn't use it once. Even though it's so great, we didn't use it once because it's not something you really need to use. It's like one of those nice to have things, right?
Yeah.
So we always do that test where we say, okay, let's try it out for a month, try to get a free trial, even pay for a pro account just on a month-to-month basis. Try it for a month, see if there's ROI on it. If there's no ROI, if there's no value, then it's just a shiny ball you're chasing. And so you have to be really smart with that because you can get distracted very fast with this. Like there's a lot of cool shiny things. Every week there's something new. There really is. I mean, there's so many programs, but I think for us, we've been able to really trim it down and say, okay, what pain points do we have in our day-to-day workflows, admin and sales, everything like that, and be like, okay, this is what we actually do need. This is what makes sense. And then can we find an alternative as well that's cheaper? So there's a lot of programs that do the same thing, right? So like, for example, I gave the example of note takers. There's Otter, there's Fathom, there's Fireflies, there's Read. I can go on and on. We've tried them all. We're like, okay, these are the ones we like the best. And then also, can we use a free version or do we have to pay for it? So always being pragmatic with our choices because certain things, I don't want to trash certain programs out there, but some of them are overcharging huge for what they actually offer, especially ATS CRM systems that are out there.
That's
like
true.
Our CRM ATS we use, Recruitly, can't say enough good things about them. And $50 a user per month. I mean, it's way better than spending $200-300 with some of these others that are out there. So,
yeah. So what specific pain points or challenges have you faced where you actually need AI?
I think it's just because we're a small shop, we're like, what can we do that's like, how can we speed up our process, right? Like one of the things we really focus on is our time to hire. So we're at 39 days average time to hire. So what can we do to speed that up? So in terms of automation for reach outs or at least connection requests, there's certain things you can do. There's a lot of tools you can do to help your day-to-day workflow as a recruiter. So, for managing your schedule with Calendly, for example, like there's all these tools, right? So we always look at it from the process of like, what's going to help us reduce our time to hire and obviously keep our quality control high as we place our people. So that's really it, because we don't have a huge admin staff here where we can get people to do things, and we can use programs to help create briefing notes or candidate profiles, right? We create a candidate portfolio to send in to a customer. We can use AI to craft that nicely for them. We don't have to write a whole summary by hand. So just being smart about our use and keeping your eye on what matters in the business, which is for us time to hire and then retention of our placements.
Awesome. Yeah. Time to hire, retention, shortening that gap so that you can feel the need for, providing that placement to your clients. Are your clients, are they, in terms of those mandates, are they retained clients, or how does that work? Do you guys do a subscription model like some other firms, or what does that look like?
Yeah, so we adapt to our client in terms of pricing, but I would say in general, majority of our searches are a milestone system where it's a fee-based system. So there's a fee to start the search, a fee at interview, and a fee at hire. That's all negotiable depending on the needs and so on. And but we do have also, like, for team builds that we've gone into startups and built the whole team, we'll do a subscription model where they basically pay for the service of outsourcing all the recruitment to us, right? So unlike other companies, we don't outsource it outside the company. Everything's internally with our own team. We don't send it overseas or something, but it's all internal with our team that does it. So that's quality control, right? So
you kind of become like their in-house arm, if you will, that handles kind of everything they need so that they can get the right candidates in place, and then you can provide certain means to add additional services as well.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times they'll ask us for we do fractional placements as well, which is something interesting. Not many firms do that, so we do
fractional,
full-time or fractional, and team builds. I think our biggest thing is we want to be able to partner with our customers, and so what does partnership look like to them, and what kind of service do they need? How can we adapt to support them, right, in their growth? So I think that's the beauty of being a boutique small firm, is like we can adapt to what they need and bring on additional people if we need to support on it. So we're very agile with in terms of how we support our customers.
That's good. That's real good. How do you guys cultivate partnerships with your clients, moving beyond transactional relationships?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely our biggest thing that we're looking for, is getting away from transactional recruitment where they just say, here's your rec, find us people, throw some resumes at the wall, see who sticks. We try to build trust, learn about their business, take a lot of time to research their industry and them. And so there's a lot of value in terms of not only the placements that we do, but the business consulting that we support them on. So, having run multiple businesses, having scaled and managed P&Ls myself in the past, I can give them, real actionable business advice along with the placements we're placing, and truly show that we're like that. We really do care about their business and their success. And I think that's, you build that relationship. It takes time to build the trust and so on. But getting away from transactional work for sure.
Definitely, yeah. You build a longer lasting relationship with your clients, especially when you can deliver, and you cultivate those relationships beyond transactional, and it just becomes very fruitful for long-term growth, not only for you but for the client as well. So tell me about what you guys' plans are for the next 6 to 12 months from now. Where do you guys want to be?
I mean, for us, like our main goal and our main pain point always has been top of funnel, incoming leads and getting that going, right? So we've done some things right away. We've launched our new podcast, which I think is going to support in our outbound strategy, where we've hired 2 additional 360 salespeople, recruiters, in the last month. So we're trying to scale. We're trying to also build more sustainable revenue, so it's not a yo-yo up and down seasonal, but have companies that are coming to us with regular monthly needs or placements that they need. So it's just keeping an eye on growth, but also sustainable growth, retaining customers and growing our customer base. So that's our big goal for the next year. Awesome. The first year of business was like the scary one.
Yeah.
Second year was more of the growth, and now it's like, okay, now we're becoming more mature in third year to say, okay, what do we need to continue that growth? So
yeah,
It's just we have a 5-year plan. Our 5-year plan is to get into the, say 3 to 5 million revenue space. That's our 5-year plan, and I mean that would be great. So we're on our way.
That's good. So 5-year plan. Obviously, you're working on certain strategies. You said you just hired 2 new 360 recruiters so that you can start implementing a process to sort of speed up that time between now and within a 39-day period, so that you can fill those placements. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the initial kind of, let's say, push right now for us to finish the year here. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. So, I mean, you mentioned that, in 5 years, you guys are looking to hit a certain amount. Are you guys seeking to, if there was a magic wand, what would that thing be? What would that thing be that would just be the it factor for your business? If you could just make a wish and wave that magic wand.
Yeah, I mean, magic wand would be, all of a sudden we get, a nice inbound lead through the website every week, 2 or 3 of those a week or more would be nice, instead of us having to cold call everybody and work our networks all the time. But I mean, that's in the perfect world, right? So I think we've definitely done a lot of things to create a lot of different opportunities for us, like using different channels of marketing and sales. So yeah, I'm hoping that it's going to work.
Yeah, definitely. When you say marketing and sales, what type of platforms are you using for marketing in terms of clients? You guys are seeking 2 to 3 leads in terms of clients per week, or are you talking candidates? Are you using Indeed? Could you elaborate?
Yeah, I mean, so for us, like we did a multi-channel approach to our sales and marketing. So, we have our socials. We have our monthly events. We have our podcast. We have thought leadership. We do a weekly blog. There's all that kind of content that's being pushed out regularly now from us. On the sales side, we have, there's 5-6 of us now that are cold calling, networking, getting referrals. We have a referral network side as well. We do. So there's a lot of different activities that we're doing. Cold email as well we did for a while, but we've kind of slowed down on that because it hasn't been as productive, let's say.
Oh, I see.
And then of course Google Ads and whatnot is a new piece that we're going to be adding into our 3rd year here to really sort of ramp up the direct form fills on the website. So we just did a new website launch in August. We did a complete revamp of the site, built it out for SEO and so on. So there's been a lot of work on building out that infrastructure for our 3rd year. Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like you guys are ramping up and looking into, generating more leads, and you're obviously seeking to take on more clients, correct?
Yeah, we definitely are trying to continue to grow our customer base. That's I think our biggest thing, because once we have customers, they tend to stay with us and they tend to come back, and that's, if you're retaining your customers, then it's only a matter of time to build your customer base to be bigger and bigger. So definitely.
Is there anything that you guys are working on that's kind of changing the game for you now, or anything that you wanted to share towards the audience about how you guys position yourself for your clients, and anything upcoming that you want your audience to know?
I think for us, I mean, the big thing recently is just the new podcast. I definitely recommend people check it out. Some pretty interesting conversations with people in our network, all C-level leaders. I think it's pretty interesting. The market will respond in terms of how interesting they find me as a podcast host. I guess it's something new for me, right? Something new to be doing.
Yeah. So, where can people find your podcast? Is it on LinkedIn?
Yeah, we're on every platform. Just search Ready Set Exec, the podcast, and it's just an offshoot of the company. So you're learning a little bit about recruitment. You're learning about leadership and insights, and we're talking to some pretty interesting C-level people across industries. So
awesome.
I tell people it's like we're trying to copy. I'm a poor man's Diary of a CEO podcast is what it is. Similar. In the similar vein, we like that podcast. It's very similar to that. So
awesome. What type of industries that you guys are kind of targeting or that you work with now? Is there a specific niche or a specific clientele's? Go ahead.
We've tried to be industry agnostic to a certain extent, just because the market's been wild.
Mm-hmm.
The market, supply chain market just got destroyed with tariffs. So we've kind of moved away from that in manufacturing. So, but I would say we have about 8 industries that we're in, but our main focus is more the role. So with us, our expertise is, sales, marketing, HR, and operations. We focus on those foundational roles and the teams under them. That is our main focus in terms of going after business and supporting clients on, building the foundational sales leadership, the foundational HR leadership, ops leadership, marketing leadership, right? And being able to build their teams for them once we place that person, supporting their executives with their teams. So we can do that across industries because the function in marketing is very similar. And we've built huge networks in each of those 4 disciplines. And so that's kind of our trying to be not too broad, because you don't want to be a generalist recruiter, but not being too niche where you're also pigeonholing yourself in. If you're a recruiter in a specific industry and that industry goes down because of the market, you're kind of out of luck. So we've been very quick to switch industries as needed because, and it's been an effective strategy for us. We've seen growth in certain industries and others that have petered out, So
John, that sounds like you guys are, moving forward and you guys are overcoming challenges. Sounds like you are ramping up, especially going into the next quarter for 2026. And it looks like you guys are doing very well. And I just wanted to let everyone know, if you wanted to find John Pezoulas, he is on LinkedIn, and you can see down there in the scrolling, there is their website. That's www.readysetexec.com if you want to check out their website, if you're interested in any content or what they have to offer in services for executive search. But that does bring us to the end of this podcast. I am your host, Derek Collin. Thank you so much, John, for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. If you guys are ever interested in a growth plan, you can check us out at aigrowthexperts.com. Thanks for watching. Peace.